A 27-year-old man married his girlfriend of 8 years in August, and exactly 60 days later, she developed an emotional affair with a coworker involving I love you texts and kissing. But the night before he discovered it, she invited him to dinner with her affair partner and his fiancée so they could all become close friends. And now he's sitting in an empty apartment wondering if staying makes him brave or just pathetically self-destructive. This story will make you question everything you thought you knew about marriage. Don't go anywhere. This is from Reddit, posted just days ago. I'm showing you the post on screen right now. If you've ever been cheated on or you're in a relationship right now, you need to hear this entire story because the details are going to shock you. Hit subscribe. We do this 5 times a week. Let's get into it. This man, let's call him David, is 27 years old. His wife Sarah is 26. They were together for 8 years before getting married at the end of August. 8 years. High school sweethearts, probably. Built their entire adult lives together. Finally got married. This should be the honeymoon phase, right? Wrong. 2 months after the wedding, in late October, Sarah developed an emotional affair with a male colleague at work. And when David says emotional affair, he doesn't mean they were just friends. He means strong emotional intimacy, sharing deep fears about their marriage, saying I love you to each other, and at least one kiss. According to Sarah, it didn't go further physically than that one kiss. According to her, David found out at the end of November. Not because she confessed, not because she came clean, he found out himself. But here's the part that's going to make your jaw drop. The night before David discovered the affair, Sarah organized a dinner, a double date. The 4 of them, David, Sarah, the other man, and his fiancée. Let me repeat that. Sarah invited her husband and her affair partner and his fiancée to dinner together as a group, as if they were all just friends. Her explanation now, she says she believed she would end the romantic part of the affair, stay just friends with this guy, and somehow the 4 of them would all become close friends. David had no idea what was happening. He sat through that dinner thinking it was just a normal social event. Meanwhile, his wife and this other man were in an active emotional affair, saying I love you to each other, and David was sitting right there. He says in hindsight, this feels incredibly humiliating and surreal, and honestly, I don't even have words for how twisted that is. Before we go further, I need to know, have you ever been in a situation where you realized later that you were being lied to right to your face? Drop a comment right now because I want to hear how you handled it. All right, because it gets worse. But here's what makes this even more unforgivable. David says he had clearly told Sarah before they got married that emotional closeness with colleagues was a hard boundary for him. He specifically told her that infidelity, emotional or physical, was the one thing he couldn't forgive. She knew this. She knew exactly where he stood, and she did it anyway. 2 months into their marriage. Now here's something that's dividing people in the comments. After David confronted her, Sarah continued limited contact with the affair partner. Her excuse? She said it was for emotional closure or self-regulation. They had 2 phone calls after David found out. The guy also sent her a Christmas message on a chat app. David is sitting there, devastated, trying to process the betrayal, and she's still talking to this guy because she needs closure. Comment below, is emotional closure a valid reason to stay in contact with someone you had an affair with, or is that just another betrayal? Now let's talk about the other man in this situation. 1 week after he kissed Sarah, he got engaged to his long-term girlfriend. 1 week. So this man was having an emotional affair, saying I love you to a married woman, kissing her, and then he went home and proposed to his girlfriend. David insisted that Sarah make this guy tell his fiancée the truth about what happened. After that, David also reached out to the fiancée himself to make sure she knew. Her response? I heard what I needed to hear from whom I needed to hear it. Everyone should deal with their own mess. Translation, she knows. She's choosing to move forward anyway. Or maybe she doesn't believe it. Or maybe she's in denial. We don't know. But here's my question for you. If you were the other man's fiancé, would you want to know or would you rather not? Drop your answer in the comments. After David found out, Sarah didn't offer to quit her job. She categorically stated that she would quit. She made the decision immediately. She says cutting all contact with the affair partner is non-negotiable. She says she's ready to invest everything she has into saving the marriage. She started therapy immediately. She's been working on herself, trying to understand why she did this. And recently, she's been seeking contact with David. She seems determined. She's even writing a notebook of thoughts that she wants him to read. So, on paper, she's doing the right things, right? But here's the problem. And this is a big one. David says he sometimes catches Sarah lying about small, insignificant things. For example, a few months ago, an old colleague, a married man with 2 kids, messaged Sarah asking how she was doing in her new job position. She didn't reply to him, but she also didn't tell David about the message. When David asked her about it recently, she made up a story. She said the colleague had actually messaged a different coworker instead, and that's why she blocked him months ago. But the truth is, the colleague had messaged her months ago, and she only blocked him recently, after David asked about it. Why lie about something so small and meaningless? David doesn't understand it, and honestly, neither do I. It's these little lies that make him wonder if she'll lie about something that doesn't even matter. What else is she lying about? Comment below. Do small lies matter? Or is everyone focusing too much on insignificant details when the bigger issue is the affair? Sarah says she didn't come to David with certain fears and doubts because she was afraid. She was scared to tell him about her fears about having children, about the future, about herself and her direction in life. So instead of talking to her husband, she shared those fears with her coworker. And that's how the emotional bond formed. Now, here's the thing. David says he was already aware of these fears. He says he genuinely tried to be supportive and present for her. He was available. She chose not to talk to him. Sarah also said what was missing for her were romantic gestures, flowers, dinners, dates. David admits he's not perfect, but he says he's always been a loyal, devoted partner who tries. So the question becomes, is lack of romance an excuse for emotional infidelity? Does feeling emotionally neglected justify forming a deep bond with someone else? Type 1 if you think her reasons are valid. Type 2 if you think they're excuses. Let's see where everyone stands. Now here's what happened after David found out. After David discovered the affair, Sarah started therapy and focused on herself. During that time, she felt somewhat better. Meanwhile, David was completely shattered. About a month later, David emotionally detached. He told Sarah that for him, this was essentially a separation. That's when she broke down. She says she realized she wants her life with him, that this is their life together, and she wants it back. She says she's ready to do whatever it takes. And based on her recent words and actions, she might deserve a chance. But here's what David says, and this is the part that broke my heart. The problem is me. He says he's angry, humiliated, deeply hurt. He doesn't trust her. He's obsessed with whether he knows the full truth. He replays the affair in his head constantly. He dreams about it, especially at night. He's told her his feelings have gone cold. He's distant, emotionally guarded, just observing, not participating in the relationship. And here's what scares him most. It's not being alone. He says he would eventually heal if they separated. What terrifies him is staying and never being able to trust her again, slowly turning into someone controlling, resentful, emotionally dead. He doesn't want that life. David says another thing terrifies him. Sarah is suffering now, and his actions are allowing her to suffer, and he's okay with that. He doesn't know if it's possible for her to learn her lesson and never repeat this, because when he finds another woman in a year, 2 years, 3 years, she may have done far worse things and he won't know about it. He says he will definitely have trust issues again. Until now, he thought he was living in a fairy tale, loving unreservedly and sincerely. But now he doesn't know if that's possible with any woman in the future. He says he will always have reservations, and he doesn't even know if he himself will be the first to cheat next time. He's never cheated before, but now he doesn't trust himself either. This is what betrayal does. It doesn't just break trust in your partner, it breaks trust in yourself, in love itself. They haven't seen each other since December 22nd. They won't see each other for another 10 days. David asked Sarah to move out on December 3rd, 4 days after he found out. She's been gone for weeks now, and he's alone with his thoughts. Comment below, if you were David's best friend, what would you tell him to do right now? Stay and try, or leave and heal? Here's what David is asking the internet, and I want you to answer them in the comments. Question 1. Is it realistic to rebuild trust after emotional infidelity so early in a marriage? They've only been married 3 months. Can you come back from that? Question 2. How do you know whether staying is strength or just fear of letting go? Is he being brave by trying, or is he being weak by staying? Question 3. For those of you who stayed after betrayal, did the doubt ever truly disappear, or did it just become manageable? Can you ever fully trust again? Question 4. And for those who left, did you regret not giving enough chances, or did you regret staying too long before finally leaving? David says he's not looking for validation to leave or stay. He's trying to understand what kind of life he's choosing either way. Because staying means living with doubt, possibly forever, and leaving means wondering if he gave up too soon, wondering if she really could have changed. There's no perfect answer here, just 2 painful choices. All right, I need to hear from all of you right now. Type stay if you think David should give Sarah another chance and try to rebuild. Type leave if you think he should walk away and start over. Type wait if you think he needs more time to decide. Drop your vote right now. I want to see where the majority lands on this one. And if you've been through something similar, whether you stayed or left, tell your story in the comments. Someone watching this might desperately need to hear it. Also, where are you watching from? I love seeing the global community weigh in on these stories. Different cultures, different perspectives. Drop your location below. All right, everyone, that's the story. A man married his girlfriend of 8 years. 2 months later, she had an emotional affair with a coworker, said "I love you" to him, kissed him, and then invited her husband to dinner with her affair partner and his fiancée like they were all just friends. Now he's sitting alone in an empty apartment wondering, is staying brave or self-destructive? What's your final answer? Should he stay or should he go? Drop your vote, your advice, your story in the comments. This man needs to hear from real people who've lived through this. If you're not subscribed, hit that button. We break down real relationship stories 5 times a week, and the comment section is where the real advice happens. Thank you for being part of this conversation. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you deserve someone who chooses you clearly and consistently.